Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you a few simple things you should be doing before you play any games on Cemu. And so first off, you're gonna wanna go to your games list. I'm gonna assume by now you've already installed your games, and I'm gonna show you a few optimizations. And so on every single game, as long as you have a 4-core CPU, which 4-core or higher CPU, I'm assuming you need a 4-core or higher to run any Wii U game. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click on the game, you're gonna go to edit game profile, and you're gonna want to make sure to turn the CPU mode to multi-core recompiler, and you're want to turn third quantum up to 100,000. And this is for any game. This is for any game you're gonna want to play in Cemu. And let's move on to the next thing. Okay, the second thing you want to do is you're going to want to install Cemu Hook, and I'll have this link down in the description for the Cemu Hook download, but you're going to want to pick pick a Cemu Hook for the version of Cemu you're using. I'm personally using Cemu 1.22.4, but the latest release still works with it. So yeah, if you have a higher version than what's supported, I think it'll work. Okay, so once it's downloaded, you're gonna wanna copy, and you're gonna wanna paste it in your Cemu folder. So what you're gonna do is you wanna just paste it right in here. I already have it installed, but for the sake of just telling you this, you're gonna right click it and unzip it using WinRAR, 7-zip, or whatever else you have to do it. Since I already have it, I'm not going to show you guys. Okay, so what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to go to this website. I'm going to put in the description. It's for this program called Better Joy for Cemu. It's you'll use it primarily for controllers that support Gyro. If you don't have it, just skip to the next section, because this is simply just for gyro function on the Cemu emulator. So if you're still here, you're gonna want to download this thing right here, and you're gonna let me see here. You're gonna want to unzip this. Let me see here. Let me unzip this. Chapter files. Yeah. Give me a second. So now that you've unzipped it, you're gonna wanna literally all you have to do now is just open it. And I already have it open, but this is what it would look like if you have a controller attached. It'll attach your controller if it'll automatically detect a controller. First off, it's only gonna detect Nintendo controllers, I believe. And so yeah. That's the one thing. I think it only detects Nintendo controllers. So this is just what it would look like if you had a Nintendo controller attached through USB or through Bluetooth. Mine's attached through Bluetooth, and it works flawlessly without any. I wouldn't say no latency at all, and it doesn't use up much CPU usage at all. I'm running like a really shitty CPU, like a Ryzen 3 3200G. And it only takes up like 0.5% of my usage, so I'd say that's pretty good. Okay, this last section is going to be assuming that you have a controller, Nintendo controller that supports Gyro, and you have the Cemu plugin installed. There's going to be a download link here, I believe, when you open it, that you're going to have to download, but it only takes like 10 seconds at most. You're gonna want to open in options, and then it's gonna say there's gonna be your gamepad motion source. This is gonna be what supports your gyro, and it's gonna be set to default, but that's not gonna work. You're gonna have to select the first one that comes up, and this is what a Pro controller looks like. I click by slot. I don't think it makes a difference, but I'd say by slot works, so I'd say click that. Okay, so next up is gonna be just like game enhancements. This is for people who have at least like pretty decent graphic cards. I would say like any graphics card made in the past at least like 3 something years, like unless it's like a GT 1030 or some like $10 like $100 used graphics card, like $100 new graphics card. I mean like a GT 1030, GT 710, like those are just scam graphics. But if you have anything that's even slightly capable in playing like newer games, like you can play 1080p medium on some newer games, I'd say you're pretty good. And so I'll just show you basics. So for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I have graphics, and then I have, it's my monitor resolution 2K, and then FPS++. This is a need for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, because not only does it increase your FPS limit, it makes it it optimizes the game a lot. For me, it doubled my performance, and it'll have a default of 60 FPS, but I turned it down to 45 because I was like, the game is like, if it doesn't have a really stable FPS, it sometimes like just gets like a stuttery mess. That kind of goes for the same. A lot of these other games don't have the same kind of customizability, but all of these have like resolution and upon other mods. One other thing you want to do is you're going to go in general settings, and you're going to want to go to graphics. And if you're using the Vulkan API, which is it's much better to, you should run OpenGL if you have a NVIDIA GPU, but if you're running an Intel GPU or a AMD, you're going to want to run Vulkan. And you're just going to leave all these other settings, like my graphics card. You're not going to have the same thing as that because I have an RX 570. For pre-compiled shaders, you're just going to leave that on auto. For VSync, you're going to leave that on off. And you're going to want to turn this on. This is, you literally have to turn this on to get like any sort of good performance out of games. At least sometimes. Like Breath of the Wild, it's a stuttery mess if you don't turn this on. This turns on the stutters to like without it off. With it off, you'll have constant stutters, but with this on, no stutters at all. And you're going to want to have all these settings right here. Normally, this is set to bicubic. You're going to turn it by linear, and then keep aspect ratio. For audio, you're going to want to turn it to X Audio 2, and you're going to turn the latency up if you're having audio problems. Everything else here, just leave it as is, except the gamepad, turn up to 50. For overlay, you only use this if you want to look at like what's happening. I have FPS turned off, and like I should turn these two off, but like it kind of distracts me a bit. For everything else here, just don't even pay attention to this. You can use online mode, but it's a process, and I don't think it's personally worth it. At least you'd have to have a real Wii U to do that though. So yeah. I think that's about it, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think I went over everything. By now you should have a somewhat basic, no, you should have a very good understanding on what to do after you install Cemu and have all the games installed. I'd say this is about it. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions. So yeah, I'll respond. I'll answer any questions you guys have immediately. I mean, I don't fucking know anything better to do, but yeah, so you guys have a nice day.